block. We won't block them all, but our blocks is arms, legs, that way, right? You can't always block it. But if you don't block it, what do you want to do? You don't want your weight on this leg. You want to try to have some give, right? Sometimes you have the give and they really blast it and your legs go out from you, but at least you didn't lose your leg. But that's just a good delivered kick. Everybody understand?
Sure.
You want to meet it, if he throws whichever leg, you want to meet it like that. And then right off of that, just like a punch, you want to kick a punch. Okay? Or the elbows, that's when that comes in. So let's try this slowly and see if we can block it. What's the rules?
I'm kicking.
You're kicking.
I'm blocking.
You're moving around. He's going to block. He's going to counter. But you can't do it until I make it. Okay, you ready?
Do I want me to block the counter?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
You block the counter. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and crash course again. You're going to do everything you've just done, except you're going to try to block, stay close enough to back, reverse elbow, and top. 45 degree angle. You're going to have to stay, hold your ground. Yeah, you should probably cover. Alright, so on the cue, here we go. We're moving around. That's alright. That's alright. You can't count it. Not that last one. Not yet. You're getting ahead of her. Alright, move around. Why is it he can't count it? Because it doesn't give this person an opportunity to develop confidence in his technique. Does that make sense? It's kind of like when somebody cheats and throws a spin hook side. I mean, I'm not picking on him, but I'm picking on him. I mean, it's a good point, right? He did. Everybody does it. Because you're thinking, oh, I can't wait, right? But I understand. So try to counter, but always leave them with a what? A kick. Get away, right? So one more time, now you're going to elbow and kick going away.
Sure.
Front
Low
or back.
or high or
Keep it low.
sure.
Try it again. He's got a little size on you there. Okay, keep moving around. Now it's really hard because the rules of weight and force is what? Unequal. She's going to bounce more and feel more pain no matter how good she does it. That's just the rules, okay? So now you step in. You can only take so many of those shins unless you've got a callus bone firm. All right, so now you're going to throw. She was throwing the first kick. So you're going to throw the first kick. Let's do it slow. You throw the first kick. He blocks. He counters. And you elbow and leave him with a friendly reminder. Do it again slow. You kick. And he's going to try to hold it there.
Nice shot on the knee.
Try not to take that kick off the muscle. Try to take it off the shin. Sure. Sometimes you don't have a choice. He's got that. Okay, let's do it off the noise. Moving around, moving around. If you can't reach with the elbow, go ahead and continue with the kick and leave the elbow out. Okay, mostly what we're trying to get out of this drill is how to do what? Throw and block the low kick. Don't especially block, okay? Is it painful? It will after frustration. Maybe get, go back to your original partner.
Sure.
Okay, so what we're going to do is We're going to do that round kick set. No low kicks on that, just a normal round kick, modified round kick set. And we're going to add a lateral side in there. And why we're doing that is because we want to learn to move around in different directions and angles, right?
Okay.
But it can be done off of any of the stuff we've learned so far. If you just kind of get a rhythm going. And what's neat is if you do it well, you can do high kicks, right? High spin kicks all the way around. You can do double kicks. We haven't even added in ridge hand and pump back fist yet. Ideally, when I start doing this, it's at high blue because they've learned what at high blue? The ridge hand set. So we're going to do this same drill, and I'm going to block, punch, and we're just going to get it going. Boom. Sometimes double. Sometimes spin. She does her counter. It just keeps going. There's a lateral, and it just keeps going. See? Then you have the ridge. It just go. Make sense?
Sure.
So, when you add a lateral, the easiest way to start it, to teach it, is when you see that back leg coming, you see it coming, step out, kick, she blocks, right? Punches, and it keeps going. We're at a different angle. You can get off about anything and just get it going again, okay? Once I'll go high. Still go. All right, good luck. I've left out some blue belt drills, but I want to keep this flow of this drill going. So I get Mr. Delmont down here, and we have a new drill to play with. This is a set. This is a set to learn. It's really good for some point fighting. It's to work on telegraphing a little bit. I'm going to give you a crash course, but we're working with partners, and my goal is to keep my distance, but I'm going to try to back fist him, and he cannot hit me back. He can only block it. Okay. Remember how the red belts will have him go here and say, okay, back fist, right? He blocks. How's he block it? Okay. We do that for a little while, and then he can do it to me, and I got to try to duck it and block it, right? That's the first one. Then the second thing that we do is I say, okay, you can block it and you can back fist, but now I can throw the back fist and reverse punch, right? So, see, that's what it's for. Sometimes it fakes, sometimes I do it, sometimes I do both, and now he can do it back too. See what I'm talking about? Then it becomes a little fun game, with everybody. All that stuff, right? Then what are we at?
Ridge hand.
Ridge hand first.
Ridge hand.
So now I say, okay, now I can have the ridge hand. And you also want to stop and explain him. If he throws a back fist, I can counter that with a reverse. That's a good counter, right? Back fist is the fastest technique in the world, though. If they get it off without telegraphing, you might get nailed, and it can hurt. If I'm going to reverse punch, and first he brings that hand up, and then I reverse punch and he blocks it. Okay, he can have a counter with what? What part of my head's open? Ridge hand, right? So back fist can be countered this way. It can also be countered this way, depending on where this hand is. If it's up there, you can go low, whatever. Okay? So all these things have a counter to them. So then you can play the game. Usually I make them more helmets, mouthpieces, because they get too crazy. You can do it open stance too, then it's a little different game. Still works, right? Make sense? Still works. So we play that game for a while. We play the cat and mouse game. Oh, who's going to hit who first? Oh, how can I counter? See how it goes? Everybody's going to get hit because you're so close you can't read it all. which is also why you teach them the 6-foot rule, the safe distance rule, unless you don't have a choice. Then we work on, that's another one. But anyways, so now we've got that kind of understood and we're playing the game we're good at, right? And then we can say, okay, when you hear the click, you can go. And you got to try to counter or block, right? It would be his job to throw something and I've got to block it and counter. He can only throw one of the techniques. Got me? There's 1,000 ways to do this. And then we say, okay, either one can throw. And you can counter, but only throw 2 or 3 each. Don't just slug it out. Okay? So we have rules. With that same set is the back fist drill. The back fist drill, I'm working on moving around, and when I see him put his weight forward, that's all I'm waiting for. Because a lot of guys, they're thinking when they're sparring, and they do this. You ever seen that? So what you do is you work on shortening the distance through the spider drill and that slow circle drill, which some of you know what I'm talking about, some of them. But I'm working on the distance. When I see him come heavy forward, bam, there it is. Okay? I can't miss because his weight's forward. I have to hit him. It's too easy. Some people do that so well. So we got that. Now he's tired of that, so he's bringing his hand up. Okay? So he's carrying his arm up high even. Some guys are like, okay, you can't do that one. Right? So then what I have? If I see him bring the hand up because I've got him scared, I have 2 choices. I can either that, right? Or I can just lift my hand like a string attached to my leg, side kick. Easy shot, easy points. Sometimes I just go here. If it's real, I mean, if I really want to just hurt the guy. Okay? That's your hidden punch, hidden technique, or disguise technique, or whatever. Boom. See? Marcus, boom. Pins. Alright? So that's the second part. Back fist reverse, or back fist side. What's neat with the back fist punch, though, is I have 2 more options, depending on your skill level. So I got a back fist, I got the reverse punch, and I have the back leg. And it can do a lot of neat stuff. The back leg can go here if I can't kick high. The back leg can go, okay? And then see that he drops this arm wide. Now look what's open. Okay? Either axe kick or back leg round. Okay. Open stance. You can fool him a whole bunch of times. Okay, I move around with him. Bam! Okay, he knows that's coming. Oh, okay, there's that one. Oh, okay. And this time it's, oh, I can get up there. That one would be. Okay. I had a, I don't remember her name, Corbin Tanner's girlfriend. She won nationals with that set. Because she hit, I don't know how many people at least once every match with that action. And the jumping credit. So, you're here. Okay. Okay. I also am going to add the back to this returning ram. If I get his hand coming up, I kick under. Okay. Now I know where his hands are going to be each time because he's done it twice, right? Here, right? Perfect time for this. Bring it up. He's a little taller than me, but it should work. Make sense? On the street, I got all those choices. Okay? All those choices. So we got back fist, reverse punch. Let's just do this. Back fist, reverse punch, round kick, or crescent hook or axe. Okay. Okay, get with somebody close to your height. Even things out. Okay, so I'm the attacker. Once in a while I'm going to go back fist, okay? This time I might punch, kick. Okay? This time I might boom, kick. This time I act like I'm going to, oh, see, look for it, see? That's what I'm at. You see how they go together? Okay, try that. They didn't catch me until I got to a high rank, or the higher level. So we're moving around and we're doing this drill, but I'm going to do it slow motion first because I'm thinking about this drill and I know I got to get to this guy, so I always cheat it. I'd throw the back fist and if the hand went up, I'd ride it just long enough to punch it. Right? In other words, one more time, I'm here, boom, I see him make the block, I feel it. You get to where you feel it and you just kind of ride it long enough to do what? Oh,
push
thank
it
you.
out of the way.
You can't hit me, you can't do nothing. Oh, there's the quick, right? So, and that's kind of nice. He could counter that. Some guys can and do if he rolls off of that. He rolls off of that. Does that make sense? So I go, all right. Your punch won't beat mine if you throw the backhand because I'm catching it. You won't have time. Does that make sense? But you can roll off of it if you lean away and hit me. You can do that. Okay. But it's dirty fighting. It's sneaky fighting. That's what Jimmy May about knocked Mike Stock out with. That's there, except you doubled it. That's the other thing you do. You go, boom, you double it. They'll block maybe the first one, but not the second because you doubled it. So now we're getting into cheating. Cheating's good. You gotta learn it. So, two deals. You can trap it, or you can double pump. Okay, so, do the drill one more time, and trap on slaw and double pump, but don't hurt each other. In all the theory and research and stuff I look at, there are what I call freeze points in the real world. I get out in the real world and I get attacked. Okay? And I get attacked in a way that I'm not used to. I freeze up. Okay? That's what most martial artists get in trouble with, is because they work in a sterile environment with people they trust, and suddenly something new comes at them and they don't know how to respond and they freeze. Okay? That's why we do some of the things we do. This is the attacker-defender drill. I have this at blue belt level for a reason. Because sometimes in wherever you're at atmosphere and you get that sudden attack, you don't have room to move around, right? The old phone book rule, or phone booth rule. I know they don't have them anymore. I had two guys that were like that. They took up the whole room when they sparred. And one day I took Travis Latimer and this other kid, I shouldn't say his name. I took them and I made them get in the bathroom and spar. And they didn't know how to spar. Because they only knew how to fight this far apart. Okay? And I knew that I was doing these kids wrong if I didn't teach them how to fight up close or be grabbed. The attacker-defender drill is for a reason. And the rules of it are, I spar with this guy, and he can throw all his sparring techniques and stuff at me, and I can counter. But when I see a chance, I'm going to rush him and do what? Grab onto him, right? I want to grab him in all the different ways I can think of. I want to grab him low. Okay? I want to grab him up high. Okay? Right? I want to grab him in any way I can think of. I want to get a hold of him. Sometimes I want a big guy against him, a little guy against him, because everybody's going to be different. And as soon as I grab him, what is the rule on attacker-defender drill? Knees and elbows, headbutts, all that stuff works. Fighting, I don't care what. Scratching, because if you get in a real fight, what are they going to try to do? What may they do? Get past your feet, right? And grab a hold of it. I don't want my students freezing up. So you have to do this drill, even though you may not understand why. In the street, it's very important. I don't know how many policemen I've taught that said, well, I'm just going to shoot him. You can't shoot him if he's got a hold of your gun. Right? That's when that all goes out the window. So he's sparring around me, he's punching and kicking, and then suddenly I come in. He's got to do something, and then we break and we start again. Okay? That drill is important. And you have to make him do it once. And everybody has to do it. Okay? So get with your partner. I want to touch on this fairly quick because y'all do it fairly well, but there's some things that you may be leaving out, and I just want to hit it for a while. So we're going to get in the front stance, and we're going to have our back hand up, our front hand down like this. Guess what we're going to do? Ridge hand. Right. Now, on this drill, sometimes I fake my body low, and it drops their hand, I hit high. Okay? Sometimes I fake high, and I hit low. Right? It works. So faking and hiding your technique is always a part of it. So I've got those choices. Work again. Okay? Now that only works. You see what I'm talking about? Sometimes I go and double. Sometimes I go same hand and double and it works. It's hard. Everybody understand, right? So, but she's not hitting me back, so that makes it easier for me. The idea is to do that and have a little fun with it. Everybody gets, and then people start switching feet and cheating, right? Well, we can't have that. So then we switch, do the other side. Do the same thing. play it, right?
Sir.
What comes next? She's already cheating. So now we lift that hand and we see that arm going up, right? So sometimes we do this. We do the drill and we lift and hit low. I didn't do it with my body that time, I did it with what? My hand. Okay? Sometimes you drop it and hit high. All kinds of stuff. Next thing I can do is left the hand and kick. So now we have the round. All right, you can play too, sorry. And so on. Okay? Now, we're going to have one more thing. No, we're not. Let's do that first. The hand going and the kick, right?
Sir.
So now we can add the reverse punch. So sometimes I'm going to lift this hand and punch. Okay? Sometimes I'm going to lift this hand and punch straight. Sometimes I'm going to lift this hand and kick. Sometimes I'm going to double. Sometimes I'm going to kick and then ridge, right? So we're adding the punch. And the punch. Sometimes I'll make the students, all you can do is reverse punch, all I can do is ridge hand. Or something like that. Okay? So we may try that too, just to kind of let them know how to put the two together. The ridge hand is a very defensive tool for most people. But it's a great one. Somebody's charging me and I turn and let my body pull that around. Some guys, they live by it, might stop.